Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's topic I'll be telling you the different types of vagina smell and also what they mean. In case yours is not normal, from this video you are going to know, and also I'll be telling you the things you can do in order to bring back the smell, let it be normal. So stay tuned. If this is your first time watching me, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Welcome back everyone. So like I said, we'll be talking and discussing about the different smells of the vagina discharge. So you know what causes the smell of the vagina is as a result of the pH. So the pH of the vagina is usually acidic, but at times something might happen that will change the pH, making it more alkaline. So normally the vagina has a pH of 3.5 to 4.5. So depending on the pH of the vagina, you might experience some different kind of vagina smell. So there are healthy bacteria which are lactobacilli that are living in the vagina. So they are the ones that maintain this pH, and when the pH of your vagina is stable, definitely everything is fine. But when something happens and these bacteria grow out of proportion, definitely you are going to be having a kind of abnormal vagina smell. So the first kind of vagina smell we're talking about is the strong, offensive, rotten vagina smell. It smells like something that is rotten. You know, like when you go to the garbage and you have this strong kind of offensive kind of smell. That's the kind of smell I'm talking about. So that is the first kind of vagina smell we're talking about. And this kind of vagina smell is usually as a result of the fact that maybe something gets stuck in your vagina. For example, like for those that are usually using body tampon during their menstrual period, if you forget a tampon in your vagina, after some time it's going to accumulate there and bacteria are going to start growing and multiplying in their numbers. And when this happens, you are going to be having that strong, offensive, rotten smell that is coming out, which is so bad. So another kind of situation that can lead to it, like maybe you insert a tampon and you had sex, and maybe during the sexual intercourse the tampon was pushed inside your cervix and maybe you forgot to take that out. So when that happened, you are also going to be having this kind of strong vagina smell as a result of the left out tampon that is still inside your vagina. But not to worry, if in case your tampon gets stuck, or maybe you realize you have a forgotten tampon inside your vagina, if you cannot pull it out by yourself, you can equally go to the hospital and explain the situation. There are experts in the hospitals, there are doctors who are going to examine it and take it out for you. So no need to be worried. It's not an embarrassing situation. At times it happens, especially for those that are using a tampon. At times they forget their tampon, especially at the end of their menstrual flow when the bleeding is very low. So they will just insert it there, and at the end of the day they will forget. Some of them might even have sexual intercourse not knowing they had inserted tampon, or maybe they'll forget it completely. So when that happens, it's going to stay there, and definitely bacterial growth is going to take place and accumulate. And when that happens, it's going to be causing you to have this kind of strong, rotten smell. So that is the first kind of smell. The next kind of vagina smell I'll be talking about will be the foul, fishy kind of vagina smell. Like your vagina will be smelling like fish that is almost fermenting. That kind of odor that oozes out from the fish, that's how your vagina is going to be smelling. And usually the cause of this kind of fishy, foul vagina smell is as a result of bacterial vaginosis. This is usually caused as a result of the fact that maybe one of the healthy bacteria that are living in your vagina, which are the normal resident of your vagina, tend to grow out of their normal balance, reproducing very fast. When this happens, it's going to cause what is known as bacterial vaginosis. And with this kind of an infection, you are going to be producing that fishy, foul smell. It can be treated by using a normal antibiotics. Taking an antibiotics is going to help relieve you out of this. And this particular one, it's not usually a sexually transmitted infection, but it's usually associated with those that are sexually active. It could be as a result of the fact that maybe during sexual intercourse, semen, or maybe during the foreplay, especially for those that are doing oral sex, they transfer bacteria from their mouth to the vagina, or semen is going to destabilize the normal pH of the vagina, leading to the growth of one of these bacteria, causing them to grow out of proportion, leading to what is known as bacterial vaginosis. Another kind of bacteria that can lead to this foul or fishy smell is Trichomonas vaginalis. So if you are infected with this bacteria known as Trichomonas vaginalis, it's going to cause you this fishy foul smell, and it's usually very offensive, and at times also it comes with burning, irritation in the vagina and the vulva area. But most of the times you can treat this by using antibiotics, and also it's going to affect your vaginal discharge. It's going to cause you to produce maybe a gray to greenish vaginal discharge in the case of a bacterial vaginosis, and in the case of Trichomonas vaginalis, it's going to produce a yellowish to greenish vaginal discharge, which is also associated with this strong fishy foul smell. So that is the cause of this kind of vagina smell. So if your vagina is smelling like this, either you have to know maybe it's caused by bacterial vaginosis, or maybe it's caused by Trichomonas vaginalis. That's why you have to go to the hospital and consult with the doctor, so that the doctor can easily determine what is the cause of that strong foul fishy smell. So if you're infected with this bacteria known as Trichomonas vaginalis, you can equally treat that by taking antibiotics. So you have to take these antibiotics for a period of 1 week, and make sure also your other sexual partners that you have been having contact with for the past 4 weeks, they also need to take this medication, and during that period you have to stay away from sex. So taking this medication is going to help relieve the symptoms, the itching and the irritation. And this Trichomonas vaginalis, it's a sexual transmitted infection, whereas the bacterial vaginosis, it's always associated with those that are sexually active. It's not a sexually transmitted infection. So those are the things you have to take note. And usually when you are infected with it, it's going to change the color of your vaginal discharge, causing you to be having that fishy foul vagina smell. So the next kind of vagina smell I'll be talking about is the yeast kind of vagina smell. With this kind of vagina smell is usually associated with yeast infection. So if you start having this kind of yeast like kind of vagina smell, when I talk of yeast, it's like the yeast that we use in baking. So it's that same type. So if you start having that kind of smell, definitely it's usually associated with vaginal yeast infection. You know, in your vagina there are healthy bacteria, there are yeast that are living in your vagina. So when something happens that is going to affect the balance in which these bacteria and yeast are living in your vagina, it's going to cause the yeast cell to grow out of proportion, and as they are reproducing very much, it's going to affect the smell of your vagina, and also affect the kind of vaginal discharge you will be producing. So normally when you are infected with this vaginal yeast infection, it's going to cause you to start producing a thick whitish clumpy like kind of vaginal discharge, which resembles a cottage cheese, or maybe looking like a white yogurt. For those that don't know about cottage cheese, it looks like white thick clumpy yogurt. So that's the kind of texture of the vaginal discharge you are going to be producing. And it's also going to come with symptoms like itchy burning sensation. At times even you might have some cracks or tears around the entrance of your vagina and in the lips of your vulva area, making it more painful when you are about urinating, because as a result of the fact that the urine is acidic, so when it enters those tiny cuts and tears around your vagina, you are going to have this burning sensation. And also during sexual intercourse, when the penis is about to penetrate the vagina, you are also going to have this burning sensation and also feeling pain as a result of those tears and cracks around your vagina. So this kind of yeast like kind of vagina smell is usually associated with this yeast, which is causing this vagina yeast. At times some people will call it thrush. For some other people they are going to call it candidiasis. They are all of the same things. So it's being caused by yeast, and this yeast is a normal resident of the vagina. And one thing also, if you are infected with this yeast infection, you can equally treat that by taking antifungal medication. For the antifungal medication, they are usually of 3 types. You have the type that you can swallow, you have the type you have to insert it inside your vagina. At times it might come with an applicator stick where you can put the drugs there and you insert it directly in your vagina. And there is also another type you can apply on the surface of your vulva and your vagina entrance in order to relieve you from the swollenness and redness of your vagina. At times it might be asymptomatic, at times it's symptomatic. So you might not be having this burning irritation at times, and also at times even your vagina cervical mucus will not also change. But when it becomes so symptomatic, that's when you are going to have this strong yeast-like kind of smelling vagina. So that is usually the cause. If you start having your vagina smelling like yeast, know you are infected with vaginal yeast infection. The next kind of vagina smell I'll be talking about is the cookie or the metallic kind of vagina smell. And if you start having this kind of vagina smell, just know it's associated with blood. It could equally be as a result of the fact that your period is about to start. So when the blood leaks out and reaches the vagina, you are going to have this kind of a metallic smell, and it's usually associated with blood because blood has iron, so it gives it that kind of a metallic kind of a smell. It could also be as a result of the fact that your period is finished, but you still have some blood hanging around your vagina, giving you that kind of a metallic smell. Or it could be as a result of the fact that maybe you had sexual intercourse and the friction was so much, which leads to tears or cracks around the entrance of your vagina, leading to bleeding. And when this happens, you are going to have this kind of metallic smell. Or anything that is going to cause blood to leak out from your vagina. It could be maybe implantation bleeding, it could be maybe miscarriage, or maybe anything that will cause blood to come out from your vagina. It's going to give you this kind of metallic smell. The next kind of vagina smell I'll be talking about is the healthy vagina smell. So usually experience this if you are sweaty. So when you sweat, or maybe you went out and you did a vigorous exercise and you are sweaty and you come back, you don't change your underwear, you are going to have this kind of sweaty kind of vagina smell. So actually it's not the sweat that is smelling, but when that sweat mixes up with the normal healthy bacteria that are living in your vagina together, now they tend to have this kind of healthy kind of smell. And also with this kind of a smell, for you to avoid it, it's good to always wear cotton underwears, and also wear underwears that are airy so that air can circulate in your vagina area. And cotton underwears are going to help absorb the moisture. And if you go out, you are doing exercise or maybe sport, and you are very wet, or maybe you sweat too much, as soon as you come back you need to change their underwear, because if you don't change them, the sweat is going to combine with these normal bacteria in your body, and you are going to be having that kind of healthy vagina smell. So that is usually as a result of that fact. So if your vagina starts smelling healthy, it's as a result of sweat that has combined with other bacteria there, and it's giving you that kind of vagina smell. So the next kind of vagina smell I'll be talking about is the acidic vagina smell. This kind of vagina smell is the normal kind of vagina smell. I know many women, they want their vagina to be smelling like kind of fruity, the kind of flavor that they want, but that's not how a natural vagina is supposed to be. So the normal vagina is supposed to have a kind of acidic smell. That is a normal vagina, because like I said at the beginning of this topic, you know, the vagina is normally acidic. The normal pH of the vagina is within 3.4 to 4.5. So it's being kept there by natural bacteria that are living in the vagina, making the pH to be always acidic. So if your vagina is having this kind of acidic smell, know you have a good vagina smell. That is a normal kind of vagina smell a woman is supposed to have. So don't expect your vagina smell to be smelling like strawberry and maybe other type of scented products. So the last kind of vagina smell is usually the ammonia or the chemical kind of vagina smell. If you have this kind of vagina smell, it might be as a result of the fact that maybe pee is leaking out directly from your urethra, or maybe as a result of the fact that when you pee, you don't clean up very well. So when the pee accumulate there, you'll be having this kind of strong chemical or ammonia kind of vagina discharge. So the different types of vagina smell you might experience as a woman. So it depending on the kind of vagina smell you have, definitely you know what to do and what it signifies. So stay tuned. If you have any kind of vagina smell that is associated with irritation, burning sensation, or some kind of abnormalities, meaning you might be having an infection, so you have to visit the doctor in order to be certain. So stay safe, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you have any doubt or question, you can equally drop that in the comment section and I will definitely answer. So stay safe, and remember, I love you all. Ciao.